All right, so I'm gonna be answering some of your most common YouTube ad questions from Facebook group, from our YouTube ad buyers Facebook group, which by the way, if you haven't joined, and if you're just about to start YouTube advertising or you've been doing YouTube ads for a while now, but you still need some knowledge and you still need to acquire different strategies, methodologies on how to scale campaigns, this is the group to be in. Link is in the description. Join our Facebook group today, all right? Now let's go ahead and dive in with these questions. Number one, we have James here. He's asking, hi all. I hope you're having a great week. If you're looking to book coaching calls, do you find it best to send to a VSL with a link to book a call or a webinar? Currently, client is all set up with every webinar. James, that's a great question and thank you for asking it. So we've actually had experience with multiple offers with a VSL and with an auto webby, like we like to call it, right? So the auto webby is evergreen webinars where essentially it's already pre-recorded, right? And people just go through the funnel, they'll watch your presentation, and obviously your offer shows up with a time delay at any given point, so they can convert into paying customers. They'll either, this usually works well for courses, for masterminds, and events like that, online events, training events. So going to your question, do you find it best to send to a VSL with the link to book a call or a webinar? So it depends. I think you can actually have success with both. It really depends on your setup, on your back end. If you have a nice team, let's say a mid-sized team of 5-7 people. I mean, I'm just throwing numbers out here, but if you have salespeople within your team that are just absolute killers on the phone and they can close for you, then the VSL with the book call link would probably be your better option. And from there, you could just kind of test. You can actually test both if you like, right? So, you can run similar campaigns. If you have ClickFunnels, for example, you can do a split test, 50-50 with your landing page to a VSL versus 50-50 to let's say a landing page, with a webinar registration, okay? So I think that it really depends on the niche. So I can't really say one is better than the other, because we've had accounts where it's been successful with just the auto webinar, right? But then in other accounts, the scale has been really great with the book call. So I think they're both good. You just have to play it by ear. You have to see which one works better, okay? So thank you for your question, James. Number three, Naveen, he asked, why is there so much discrepancy between clicks and landing page views? Well, that can be a lot of things, Naveen, so thank you for asking. So obviously one thing is clicks, one thing is landing page views, another thing is sessions as well, right? As you know, with Google Analytics, anything that's more than 15 seconds, I believe it's considered a session, or I believe 5 seconds, I may be mistaken. I'll have somebody fact check me on that. But I can tell you that it also has a lot to do with your funnel and your landing page load speed. So if your landing page is loading more than 5-7 seconds, I can tell you a lot of people are going to be bouncing, right? So you'll get a lot of clicks being displayed on your Google Ads dashboard, but not a lot of sessions, right? Not a lot of landing page views. So you're going to want to ensure that you've done a page speed test on your online funnel, your landing page, and if there are things that need to be improved, then I would go ahead and spend time and whatever money is necessary to ensure that's working properly, right? There's nothing like you clicking on an ad and you had the page loading in 3 seconds flat, right? 3-4 seconds tops. That is an absolute must nowadays. Most website owners, most funnel owners, they do a really, really good job at ensuring that their funnel is loading properly, right? And those that don't, well, they're gonna be put in the bottom here in terms of experience, in terms of conversion rates, because all that affects, right? So the discrepancy, I think it really depends on that. Now, there's also a discrepancy going on around regarding the iOS 14.5 update. So that may be another factor here. So this is another thing with Google that it is under-reporting. If those conversions came from iOS 14.5 users, then you're not gonna see those clicks, you're not gonna see those conversions, because people are opting out from allowing their data to be tracked. That's the whole point of this iOS update. So again, those discrepancies can be for those reasons right there that I just stated. If you need more information on iOS 14.5, we're soon going to come out with some data, some information about that, because I know a lot of people have had some discrepancies on there and underreporting in their Google Ads dashboard. So, but there you have it, Naveen. Hope that answered your questions. All right, and then we have Stirag, number 4 here. He asks, how can we analyze audiences of other YouTube channels? For example, age, gender, top geographics of that channel. Stirag, that's a great question. And whenever you find that, please let me know. To this point, I have not encountered come across any type of tool that allows you to review that data. The demographic data, the audience targeting for accounts and YouTube channels, that's usually kept within its own, the private users. There's really no external data where you can see that. So things are kept pretty, let's say, private in that regard. Okay, so I haven't seen one, but again, anybody out in the comments, please feel free to share any tool, because yeah, like that would just be, I think that just would be too much of a copycat. It kind of creates this environment of the copycat ordeal, or just kind of stealing people's strategies and things like that. So yeah, I don't think that's gonna be available anywhere around, but never know. So we have Myro here. He asked, hey, I have started a lead objective ads with max conversion, but ads are not spending budget. I have also contacted Google support to take a look if the account is under manual review or banned, but they only told me that max conversion is not a good bidding choice. Last time when I have started with a target CPA, my opt-in was $37. On Facebook, I had an opt-in around $7. What should I do? No-go campaign and CPV? All right, Myro, so a couple things here that stood out for me is if your max conversions are not spending their full budget, you have to identify why that is. Google's response, I don't think that's a valid one. I don't know why they would say it's not a good bidding choice. I would have to, we would have to look deep inside the account to kind of diagnose properly and see what's going on. But yeah, I would say try no-go campaign with your target CPA being, having that high opt-in cost. I'm curious as to how long you let it run, right? So there's a couple of questions that I would ask here, and we would have to kind of get deep into it, Myro, to really understand the root of the issue. Because right now, it's not a lot of information that I can base off to create a solution for you. But I would try a no-go campaign. And I would still go with the max conversions. I would also just look at your audience size and see if there's actually a good level there. If it's keyword campaigns, look at if there's search volume there. There's a couple of things. There's a lot of things that you would need to take into account and check off the list one by one and just make sure that the campaign fires, okay? But yeah, no-go campaign would definitely be worth a try. And obviously just continue with the max conversions until you can get your cost per conversion down. But I would not discard the target CPA at all either. So we have Stirag here. He asks, what is the maximum number of YouTube channels to use as placements in a single ad group for better results? No keywords or other targeting options are used. Stirag, well, I know for a fact that you can use up to 6,000 video URL placements for your placement targeting, if that's what you're getting at. So you can essentially add up to 6,000, okay? Hope that answers your question there. So Tristan asks, anyone know if there's a metric that shows at what point in the video people are clicking on the ad link? So that metric, we don't see it inside YouTube ads, but we can see you can see your view rate, you can see inside your video, the analytics, you can see essentially when people fall off the video, right? So you can make certain assumptions of when they clicked, right? If the hook is at the beginning, a lot of people just kind of left. It's hard to really pinpoint when they clicked. So I can't give you like really clear answer on that, but essentially you can look at your view rates and see your engagement rate, right? That'll give you kind of an idea of how many people are actually engaging and clicking your ad, but not specifically at what point they clicked. Hope that helps a little bit there. Daylon asks, hello, I'm using YouTube ads and the bidding type is maximize conversions and my budget is $10 per day. I am getting good sales, so I want to scale it. Should I increase the budget of the same campaign by 30% or just create a new campaign with target CPA and increase the budget? All right, Daylon, very important. If you have a campaign that's working for you at max conversions, right, you can increase that budget vertically, right? So you can increase, I would say, if you have consistent performance on this, after 2 to 3 days, increase it by 10, 15%. Go the slow route, the slow but surely route, and I would not pause that, obviously, if you're getting performance. So don't mess with success there. So I would launch a target CPA campaign based on the same, you take the same settings, same everything. All you would change is just the bidding type for maximum conversions to target CPA. And I would measure there, but I would not increase the budget right away. I think you were asking, with this target CPA and then increase the budget. I would not do that. I would use the same budget that you used for your max conversions campaign. And if you get performance, then by all means, you can actually increase, by 15, 20%. You can do 30%. Typically, I'm assuming, at $10 a day, you can easily scale that up to $50. That's not a problem. But definitely leave what's already working and just kind of slowly but surely increase budget there, right? Eventually you want to transfer over to target CPA, but first relaunch it and see what happens and go from there. We have last question here from Myro. He said, hey guys, I'm running ads with keyword targeting and digital marketing niche, max conversion, but the problem is the ad is not spending. The budget, I got no views and not sure why. The budget is $120 a day. I have enough keyword. All right, Myro, thank you for your question. So you have to take into account a few things here, okay? One, how is your campaign structured, right? Do you have one campaign with one ad group and then 100 keywords, or you have one campaign, 3, 4 ad groups with themed keywords, right? Meaning each ad group is themed towards a specific, keyword and relevant keywords. That may be an issue, your campaign structure for this campaign. Another thing would be check your ad level, check on the ad level to see if you had any type of approved with limitations, right? So sometimes that does happen where just people think that things are gonna be fine if they're approved with some limitations, but what happens is that you'll be limited in terms of how many impressions will be served, right? So check that, and in reality, with keyword targeting, you want to make sure that there is good volume. You mentioned that you have enough keywords, and that's great, but from those keywords that you selected, do you have the average monthly search volume for those keywords? If you have a keyword where you only have like 10 searches or it shows up as 0, then it's not gonna serve, right? You need something that has volume and you wanna go broad, right? So I would check those things out, Myro, and if everything checks out and if it's still not running, then my last resort would probably be contact Google support and ask them, hey, what's going on? I checked this, checked that, and it's still not running. Can you please help me with my account? All right, so there you go, Myro. And there you go, guys. This is the Q&A for YouTube ads. Again, if you guys have not joined our YouTube ad buyers group, there's gonna be a link here below where you can join today. That way you can get the most in-depth YouTube ads training. You can obviously communicate with other YouTube media buyers from beginners to intermediate to more advanced, and get a lot of information, get a lot of value from this so you can apply it in your own offers. So thanks again for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment below, hit subscribe, turn on your notifications, and get notified when we drop some more YouTube ad videos for you. Thanks, and we'll see you on the next one.